There's a long way to go. I mean, we're 6 games in, obviously, and we've the last 3 weeks we've found a groove, and we got to continue getting better, and you want to be able to run the ball. In those December games, those January games, et cetera, you're going to have to establish a run to win, and obviously that's been a big focus, and we're starting to figure it out.
You guys spoke after the Baltimore game a lot about kind of cutting down on the self-inflicted wounds. Pretty much since like halftime of Pittsburgh, it feels like you guys have done that. Do you feel like you guys have kind of, I don't want to say turn the corner because they can always come back, but do you feel like you guys have just done a much better job recently of that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, and that shows. A lot of the games in the NFL are lost and not won, and especially when you go into Lambeau and go against a team like Green Bay that has a incredible culture and history of dominant football. You're going to have to win those games, and to do that, you got to put yourself in those positions, and to do that, you really got to limit the penalties, the self-inflicted wounds, the pre-snap stuff, all that, and we've really obviously focused on that, and done a good job so far.
Braxton, you've been around Grant Boyer for a couple of years now. Robert last week was super complimentary of him. Obviously he's lasted through a handful of coaches here, head coaches, which is pretty rare. Can you speak to, he doesn't get a lot of publicity, but to kind of what he's meant to you guys and how unique it is that he's made, he's survived all these regimes and whatnot?
Yeah, I mean, he's a tremendous coach, and that's the only reason why he's quote unquote survived, all these regimes. He's a very good coach, makes everything very, very clear, and easy to comprehend and understand, and easy to execute on game day. You never want to be thinking too much, but on the other hand, you never want them, the other team to know what's coming. I know what you guys are going to do. And, he obviously plays that balance really well. And he really has been just a tremendous coach for, myself personally, obviously, as we've come into our own.
How would you describe his personality, his demeanor? I mean, he's could be a little bit gruff, I guess, on the outside.
We respect him like no other. He's fair. Period. He's fair. He translates what he expects and what we need to get done. And, judging off that, he'll either be happy or he'll be the other way. But, he's fair and he makes everything very clear for us. And, we love playing for a guy like that.
In talking to a couple of the guys last night yesterday afternoon after the game, on the block, on Michael Clemens' block there of the punt, that was something that he kind of drew up on the sidelines in the dirt a little bit after talking to Will Parks and a couple of the guys. Obviously, you're probably aware of that as that's taking place. Is that correct? Or did you know?
Yeah, I am. Sometimes I'm not, just because, my job's back there. And
sure.
So sometimes I don't get called over. And a lot of times that's during our offensive possession. So, whether I'm on the field or, right next to the offensive coaches, a lot of times that goes on. But yes, I do know that. And, it's a testament to obviously Coach Boyer for seeing that, Parks for communicating that, and really the whole team, and, being able to take something drawn up in the dirt on the sideline and immediately go put it to use, and then to get a touchdown off a blocked punt. It's pretty awesome.
Thanks, man.
Braxton, the touchdown run, was that a play that you guys have been looking at in the high red zone all year? And kind of what was your feeling when they called that play?
No, it's a play we've had, and obviously it's a good one in that area, because if you clear that, really the first line of defense there, you get an explosive, and then whatever happens. But a testament to that whole. I mean, everybody's seen those blocks I got. It was really awesome. Going off CJ and then turning around and trying to get to Dwayne's hip as fast as I could. And, having your tackle run like that, and having all your O linemen run like that downfield is pretty sweet for a runner.
Dwayne is a pretty big dude, obviously. When you looked, I mean, we're watching it, up in the press box, so we get a pretty good view of it. And then obviously the advantage of replay. Have you seen a replay of it?
The play? Yeah, I have.
I mean, what did you make of the way he moved downfield there?
No, it's awesome to see it. Like I said, after after CJ's blocked, I turned upfield and I see big man running. I try to get to his hip as quickly as possible and just follow his lead. Like I said, it's awesome seeing that, just that pure effort, from a guy who's been in the league for so many years, and having him run downfield like that, you can tell he really cares and he's willing to do whatever. So it's awesome.
Braxton, Elijah Moore had some comments on Twitter, I guess, expressing some frustration in regards to maybe, not having the type of season that he's had so far that he expected. Just how tough is it just to kind of, even though you're winning, just also dealing with not, bringing in the numbers that you're accustomed to having?
I'm not sure what you're talking about on Twitter, for one, but, I will say we have a bunch of competitors on this team. And, obviously everybody wants to produce and help this team win. But at the end of the day, as long as we're winning, everybody's going to be all right.
Along those same lines, Braxton, you're tight with Zach. You guys are winning right now. You haven't had to lean on him in these last 2 games, right? To throw up, 400 yards or 4 touchdowns, like I'm sure he wants to do. Do you think he's handling this okay, of just kind of, knowing his moment will come at some point and just right now being safe with the ball?
No, absolutely. Obviously there's some games where he does exactly what you say, and other games you have to manage. It's colder, or it's raining half the game, it's windy, whatever it is. I mean, you understand that some games are going to be like that. And as I alluded to at the beginning, to win those December, January and on games, you have to establish that run. And you normally don't see the Kansas City Buffalo Bills shootout that late in the season. You just don't. And so he's obviously happy with the wins, handling everything extremely well as far as a game management standpoint. And he does what we need him to do each week, and that's why we're successful.